Alright, that was a pretty fast update on the PTR server. Let's check their multipliers and values. First off, Sakura-Hime, she has a captain ability for Point War and Beat Bulk, 40%. Her S1 has a multiplier of 5% max HP and also 80% max HP cap reduction, and also gains 2 stacks of Flora Barrier. After attacking, grants 1 stack of Vigor Guard to 1 and random ally. Flora Barrier is each stack absorbs damage equal to 10% of max HP. That is crazy. You can stack it up to 10 times, and then also Sakura's damage and healing is increased by 5%. A maximum of 50% damage and 50% healing. Vigor Guard is blocks 1 control effect, maximum 3 stacks. Her ascension is resist, defense, even though it shows HP right here, and then even though it shows speed, it's actually HP phase 6. Okay, her S1 goes to 100% HP ceiling decrease and also 7% of max HP. Her S2 has a cooldown of 3 turns and dispels all debuffs from 1 ally, grants them 3 stacks of Vigor Guard. Healing is equals to 18% of her max HP. Passive, teammates takes 25% less damage. That's equivalent to R6 Sally's damage reduction, if I'm not mistaken. And then her S3 has a 4-turn cooldown, grants all allies defense up, attack up, and 1 stack of Vigor Guard for 2 turns. Attacks all enemies, damage is equals to 8% of her max HP. Reduces their max HP cap, reduction is equals to 100% of the damage. After attacking, Sakura dispels all her debuffs, recovers 100% HP, and gains 5 stacks of Floral Barrier. Allies with Vigor Guard recover HP upon actively casting abilities or being attacked by abilities. Healing is equals to... What? This is R6 Sally's effect. But we'll have to see how this Vigor Guard gets removed, because it doesn't say anywhere that it will get removed even if you take control effects. If this doesn't remove, then it will be permanently at 3 stacks on all of your Espers, which is going to be 30% of healing, right? I'll test this out in this video. Her Resonance is Final Healing. Shared Fate is her S2, Final Healing plus 10%, and then R2 is S2 again, gains 1 stack of Vigor Guard at the start of combat. At R2, she cannot be stunned, which means even if you're stunned, she's gonna get her turn and then cast her S3. R4 is when HP is above 50%, ally damage plus 12%. And R6 is Sakura Spellender, her S3. Each time an ally with Vigor Guard actively casts abilities or is attacked by abilities, increases their... No cap? No cap! What? It has no cap. So every single time you get attacked, you're gonna increase your attack and defense by 5%. If you're getting attacked 100 times, you're gonna increase your attack and defense by 500% and speed by 500 or what? It doesn't say anywhere that it's gonna be capped. I don't know. Her Divinate is going to be while incapacitated, Sakura speed plus 50. Okay, that's kind of huge. Her rival runes, they give her Ocean set with the Grove set. She has very high HP, 48,000, and pretty good speed as well. That's her stats. She has 103 base speed and 16,000 HP. Yeah, she looks insane. Let's take a look at Momo. She has 40% PvP lead. Her S1 has a multiplier of 55%, 2 hits of true damage. Before each hit, dispels 1 buff from the enemy and inflicts buff blocker for 2 turns. When this ability ends, AP plus 10%, each speed increases AP by 0.1%. So if you have 300 speed on her, then she's gonna get 40% AP total. Okay, S2 at the start of each round and each of her turn gains 1 stack of rep. Damage taken minus 10%, crit rate minus 100%. Dealing damage recovers HP equals to 25% of lost HP. When an enemy acts outside of their turn, gains 1 stack of rep and counterattacks the target with her basic ability. Triggers once per turn. Wrapped is undispellable. Each stack increases attack by 4%. Damage taken minus 1%. Maximum 10 stacks. So she can increase her attack by 40% and damage taken up to 20%, including this one right here. Each time damage is dealt, inflicts extra true damage, which is equals to 2% of the carrier's max HP, plus 15% of attack. Each stack of rep increases final damage by 30%, effective only in PvP. S3 is dispels all buffs from a target, inflicts buff block over 2 turns, deals true damage to the target 3 times. True damage per hit is equals to 65% of attack. it goes up to 90% on a 4-turn cooldown, okay? 270% of true damage, that's very high. Considering that each stack of this rep is going to give you 30% final damage, so if you have 10 stacks, it's going to give you 300% final damage. Her S3 is just going to one-shot someone. It doesn't matter how tanky they are. That's around 810% of damage. True damage. That's insane. Her R1 is the Art of Evasion, further reduces damage taken by 10%, which means she can get up to 30% of damage reduction. R2 is when inflicted with non-control debuffs, 30% chance of nullifying them. Each stack of rep increases this chance by 7%. So if she has 10, that's going to give you 100% chance of nullifying. Unless it multiplies onto each other, which means like 30% times 70% or something like that. R4 is the same as the R2, but this time it includes control debuffs as well. R6 is when an enemy acts outside of the turn, Momo gains 2 stacks of rep instead of 1. Each stack of rep reduces miss rate by 10% and increases healing received by 3%, okay? Yeah, she's also gonna be pretty insane. Once she gets to 10 stacks, she can't be debuffed, she can't be stunned, and she's going to be doing insane amounts of damage because her S3 is just going to one-shot someone. Divinate is going to be 100% chance of gaining attack up for 2 turns when casting Cat Paw Strike, which is her S3. They give her Astral Set with very low... Very low attack. 1.8k attack? What the No, dog. They give her HP bonus. What? HP and speed. This makes no sense, okay? This is her base stats. She has a pretty low attack, decent HP, decent defense, and pretty high speed. Okay, I'm gonna first try out Sakura. Alright, I want to see 2 things from her S3. I want to see how this Vigor Guard gets removed, and I also want to see if this Vigor Guard also increases the amount of healing that I get based on the number of stacks I have. Because if you take a look at the description right here, healing is equal to 10% of Sakura's max HP, but you can have 3 stacks of Vigor Guard. Right now, I'm healing 2.4k, 2.2k. Now I'm gonna get another stack of Vigor Guard. I'm also getting the Floral Barrier buff, which increases her healing. But if my healing double, then okay, it doesn't double, which means the healing is not based on the number of stacks that you have. You are only gonna heal 10% of her max HP, regardless of the number of Vigor Guard stacks that you have. So that's good, because if it does go up with the number of stacks, this is going to be OP because she's going to be healing 30% of the max HP, which fortunately is not the case. Let me try to see in PvP whether these enemies will be able to stun me or not. Okay, I'm going to cast her S3, give everyone the Vigor Guard. Now he has multiple enemies to stun me. Okay, he proc the Snow Set and my Vigor Guard got removed. So if you get stunned by like a freeze, petrify, or whatever it is, taunt is not included because it's not classified as a control effect. Only those incapacitation effects, you will remove the Vigor Guard. So right now she doesn't have the Vigor Guard while the rest of my allies still have it. Okay, so the Longmian is going to freeze my team, and my Xuanpin got frozen, so the Vigor Guard gets removed. Yeah, okay. So the way to remove the Vigor Guard from the enemies is going to be stunning them. If you don't stun them, they will have the Vigor Guard for pretty much forever. For example, Abigail didn't get frozen, so the Vigor Guard is still on her. Okay, now what happens if you're already incapacitated, like my Xuanpin and my Tolin? When I cast the S3, is she going to cleanse them out of it, or will the Vigor Guard stay and it will not proc it? Okay, so it doesn't cleanse. The Vigor Guard will stay if you're already incapacitated. Yeah, I think that's it for the testing. The other unit doesn't really require that much testing. She's pretty straightforward. But this unit right here is definitely going to be an upgrade to Wu Yu, because one, she's a defender. She's also providing heals for the team and damage reduction. But if you don't have a Wu Yu, you might be able to skip her because healing gradually weakens over time in PvP, right? And her kit seems only good in PvP. Unless you have a R6, then it's a different story. Because at R6, it doesn't say there's going to be a cap. If there is no cap, this R6 right here is going to be so OP. It's not even funny. I won't say for certain that she's entirely dependent on OU because she has that 20% damage reduction at R0. So she's giving the same amount of damage reduction as R6 Sally would. But R6 Sally also cleanses, right? She has a cleanse, but it's only single target with her S2. And she has control effect blocking to all of your allies, which is very good. Let me test first in my main account with and without Wu Yu to see whether she's good as a standalone unit, or do you need Wu Yu to be run with her. Obviously with Wu Yu she's gonna be insane, but without Wu Yu she might not be that crazy. But yeah, that's about it. Ciao.